Hello?
Hello, Michael. It's Rowan from Silver Tiger Media. How are you?
Hey, how are you?
Excellent. Thank you. It's such a privilege to speak with you again. Thank you very much for your time.
Of course. Well, thank you. I'm excited to come to Australia again.
Oh, absolutely. Straight to it. We are thrilled to see you back in Australia. And last year's performance with most of Stryper was incredible in itself too. How is Oz doing?
You know, Oz is doing much better, and he's lost some weight. He's in a much better place physically. And we're just, we're waiting for good news. I mean, he just did an MRI, and we're waiting to get the results from that. But we've been out touring, and everything has been really good, believe it or not.
Absolutely. It's great to see him up and about, and we wish him all the best, of course. But to see you here in Australia again so quickly is brilliant. Only last year and the following year, here we are, you coming out again. Did you enjoy it last year? I mean, it was an 8-year break, so it's quite some time.
I'll tell you, I really did enjoy it. And, the thing is, it was a bittersweet moment. In other words, we didn't have Oz.
Yeah.
So it was very interesting. We were going with a smile on our face, but yet at the same time in our hearts we were thinking, oh gosh, this is different.
Indeed.
This isn't what we normally do. But that being said, everyone came out to support us and support the band, and to see the turnouts and see the smiles on everybody's faces and the positivity in the room every night was really, really refreshing and mind blowing and such an encouragement to us.
Isn't it remarkable how it was at the forefront of everyone's mind going into the gigs, and to hear his voice recorded was just brilliant.
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously we wanted people to hear from Oz, and we would have postponed the tour and come a different time, but it was meant to happen as it happened for whatever reason. And we just went with it, and thank God we did, because it really turned out spectacular. The reviews were really good. Everybody seemed to have a really good time, and it was a good moment for sure in the history of the band.
Indeed, and as I said, here we are the following year, and we get to see you up close and personal with your acoustic show, and I'm compelled to say thank you for giving us this feeling. In fact, it's more than a feeling.
Well, now I got to do that song. But you know what? It is more than a feeling. It's incredible to be able to come so soon. It seemed like yesterday that Stryper was there, but here I am able to come and perform these songs in an acoustic state, in such a different translation, and show people really the true form of the songs. I mean, this is how most of the songs were written. It was on an acoustic guitar, and for me to be able to come out and in a very personable way, intimate way, be able to present the songs in their original form is so cool. I'm so excited about that.
Absolutely, and of course the news of the tour had me straight away going and enjoying some of your past performances that we're lucky enough to be able to see on the internet. That one song being performed by yourself and Tony Harnell along with Oz Fox back in the Monsters of Rock cruise in 2013 is just so special in preparation. From a musical perspective, Michael, what range of music can we expect to hear you performing?
Well, I want to make this very special for everybody. So I'm going to add some songs that I haven't played on my U.S. acoustic set, and I want to make it very special and unique for the Australian fans. It's probably going to be 18, 19, 20 songs. It'll be a very good length set. There'll be Stryper songs, solo songs, Boston songs, Sweet Lynch songs, and then thrown into the mix a few other surprises along the way. I've had people, I put out on Facebook yesterday requests. I basically said, let me know what you want to hear, and people started throwing song ideas out there. Some of them were expected, some of them unexpected. And, I'm going to really do my best to give a very unique, one-of-a-kind performance at each show. Sydney, Brisbane, Melbourne, at each show. Very special for the Australian fans. Unlike any other performance that I've done before.
That's really something. I'm prompted to ask, is there any chance of one of these shows being recorded and perhaps sold as a standalone performance from yourself?
Well, you know what? There's been no talk of that yet, but you never know. That could happen. It could very well happen, and I'd be very excited about that because there's something very special about the acoustic performances. It's a much more intimate, personable vibe. It's not amps cranking and drums blaring, and which is all great, mind you, but it's just very unique, and I love doing it. I love being able to just stop in the middle of a song and talk to people and start taking requests, and it is something special about it.
Oh, most certainly. And with the up-close and personal shows, do people sometimes present with the odd comical moment for you, perhaps the odd offer of wedlock or maybe an interesting question from those assembled? Oh,
yeah, for sure. I mean, with that, you open the door to the unexpected, and anything can happen. Someone can say whatever they want to say or do whatever they want to do, and that's happened before. It's always in a good, fun, clean way, but you never know what's going to take place.
Of course, and with such a vast catalogue available to you as I guess the product of such a distinguished and hugely successful career, I can't wait to hear what some of those requests from people will end up being on each of the shows. We'll have the chance to see you, as you said, in Sydney on Thursday the 14th of November at the Factory Theatre, Brisbane at the Woolly Mammoth, and Melbourne on Saturday the 16th at Stay Gold. Excuse me, Michael. Sorry.
Yeah, it's going to be incredible. Now, I could either go down the path of, giving people what they want and taking requests and, playing all the songs that people are posting on Facebook, or I could just do Indagata da Vida about 10 times and call it a day.
Indeed. Of course, one of the most appealing aspects of this tour is...
Indagata da Vida, baby.
Oh, wouldn't have been coming.
Man, never mind.
Away we go. But that's part of the appeal of this show, to hear those off-the-hip comments from yourself and little gags along the way. Would you give us a further taste of that magic to whet the appetite? Perhaps a recollection of a story that goes along with a particular track? Do you have something that you could throw at us now?
Oh, my gosh. Well, when I talk about these songs and how they were written, I think people have these grand, ideas of, oh yeah, it must have been done this way and in this studio, and they took this much time and blah blah blah. And when they hear the story about the song, whether it's Soldiers Under Command or To Hell with the Devil or Calling on You, and they hear that, maybe it was written in a garage or in a basement in 10 minutes, and not a lot went into it. Or vice versa, a song that they thought might have been written very quickly, weeks went into it. And what happened with me in the past is I would get hung up on a song often, and I would spend weeks or months working on a song. Nowadays, when I write a song, it's a one-day thing. I write the song, I move on to another song the next day, another song the next day, and in 12, 13 days, there's the whole album. Now, I never wrote like that back in 85, 86, 87. It was much more time that went into it. But I'll certainly be getting into these stories, and as I'm before people and in front of people, my mind and my eyes will open to all those juicy little details that, I'll think of on the spot, and I'll gladly share them.
Oh, wonderful, which increases the excitement phenomenally. I have in my hands here the product of that later contemporary work that you describe in writing so quickly, which I guess is the benefit of such experience. I've got here an awesome signed copy of the brilliant One-Sided War, and hearing that album alone in acoustic would be enough to thrill me, but it does leave me wondering, do you have a strict criteria for what makes a good acoustic song, or is it more just the acoustic medium becoming apparent to you in the writing?
It's interesting because I do in my mind, I'll say to myself, nah, that one won't work acoustically. You take, like, for example, Soldiers Under Command. I said for the longest time, no, that won't work. There's no way that'll work. And then I started playing it, and it worked actually better than some of the others, if not maybe even the best compared to the others. I had someone a few years back yell out, "To hell with the devil," and I kind of laughed, and I thought, there's no way that will work. And I did it, and now it's a staple in the set.
Amazing.
So it's very interesting how that works. It all depends on how you arrange it and how you perform it. So obviously I would never try to perform Soldiers Under Command acoustically like Stryper performs it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I wouldn't do it like that. I have a different version of it that I do, and it works.
Oh, absolutely. Cannot wait to hear this live. Michael, what do you enjoy most about the personal acoustic shows? It's one thing I've really wanted to ask you is, as you're up there on stage, what do you take away that makes it such a special encounter?
Being able to just hang out. I feel like I'm in a living room with people, with my friends and family. Wow. Forget fans. Throw that word out the window. It feels like I'm in a living room setting with friends and family, and you don't want the night to end. Now, when you play with a full band, the amps are cranking, the cymbals are blazing, everything's just blaring. That's more of a rock show. You go from song to song. You don't really have the time or take the time to really one-on-one talk to people, right? But in an acoustic setting, I can do that. I can stop whenever I want and talk, or look someone in the eye and say, "What did you say, buddy? What's your question, man?" And hear someone out. And sometimes it's I've had people share personable, really deep stories about life-changing events, and it's touching. That doesn't take place at a rock show. So it's very, very unique, and that's what moves me, and that's why I get so excited about doing it, because it's very special.
Oh, absolutely. And just hearing you speak about it just increases the excitement phenomenally. Of course, Aussie fans can prepare by ordering some merch from www.michaelsweet.com, or no doubt get a Michael Sweet tour tee at the gig in preparation for an unmissable night. Have you encountered, I must ask while I'm on that, have you encountered over the years odd suggestions for a tour merch item, a Stryper-coloured cross or a Stryper onesie? I've always wanted a Washburn Michael Sweet signature car deodorizer hanging in my vehicle, but has there been anything unusual come up?
We've gotten some interesting requests, and oddly enough, some of those requests go on to be the top sellers.
Wow.
Okay, so what I mean, I'll give you an example. 3-4 years ago, we got the request from a few people, Stryper socks. Make Stryper socks. And at first I thought, that's weird. Socks? Who's going to buy socks? Who's going to want socks? Well, we made them, and it's one of our biggest sellers.
That's perfect.
In high demand, man. Everybody's wearing their Stryper socks. Everybody.
I am proud
so you never know how that's going to turn out.
Indeed. I must admit, I have gone to work in a suit, secretly hiding Stryper socks.
Well, yeah, we've got requests for onesies. We've got requests for, we just recently got requests for beach towels, and we started making them, and we sell beach towels now.
Oh, amazing.
People love them.
Well, we can't wait to see what's at the merch desk, and I realise you're pressed for time today, but I cannot thank you enough for the opportunity to speak to you again and for these shows. Thank you for coming out to see us with this run.
You know what? I can't wait I'm counting the days. November can't come soon enough, and I'm just so honored that I'm able to come. Who gets to go to Australia and perform on top of that? And it's such a blessing to me. So I'm humbled and I'm honored and I'm thrilled that people want me to come.
Indeed. I must ask you, will you have time for a little bit of a vacation, or is it sort of an in and out type of affair?
Oh man, I hope so. I hope I got time to see a little bit of the country and where I'm at, and get some good food and some good coffee and meet some great people. I really hope that can happen. I think it's going to. We'll see. There's talk of maybe another date being added. I don't know if that's going to happen. But if it does, that would mean even more time there, and that would be such a thrill to Lisa and myself.
That would be too. We would love to have you here, and thank you again for coming to see us. Thank you to Silverback Touring. In the meantime, please travel safely, take care, and vaya con Dios.
Okay, my friend. God bless you, man. Take care.
You too, Michael. Thank you. Goodbye.
Okay. Bye-bye.